Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week edition of midweek review. Over the weekend we analyzed GBPUSD, GBPJPY and Australia NZD. So in this video we are going to look into the trade and see how far the trade has been doing. Okay, if there is any of you that have been able to take the trade and what has gone wrong, what should we expect from this point onward? Okay, so this is a GDP USD 4-hour time frame. So before we jump right into it, kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification so that when other videos come up you'll be notified. Okay, so right here we are on the GDP USD 4-hour time frame. Okay, so as you can see, this is where we are during the weekend. Okay, we are somewhere here during the weekend, and I said it that we want to see this very particular candle to come and respect this trend line. So, but if peradventure it breaks above it, that this will be below it, that this will be the next target. And as you can see, immediately the market came to the point we reject. Okay, so already the market should be doing nothing less than 90 pips, as you can see here. Okay, so for those of you that have been able to take the trade, congratulations. I personally, I was on the Euro JPY and the USD JPY. So these two trade was fast trade too, which I took, take some profit, and I waited for them to reset again. So when they reset, then I took them again. So instead of me to over risk, so I have to let go of GDP USD, then GDP JPY and the Australia NZD, because I was already on the trade. So I can't just over risk my account. So I have to wait until I take the profit in those trades that I was in before then I do what, before I can then concentrate on these guys. Okay, so the GDP USD is doing well, but as we are seeing right now, is giving us a kind of rejection form. Okay, a kind of form of rejection. So, and this is a zone. Okay, so I don't know how it's going to end. Actually, even if he's rejecting, I am not believing that he's going to just continue sell, unless maybe if there is a kind of manipulation that will later comes in. Okay, but what I am expecting it to do, it should be a kind of pullback. So I'm looking at it to come down to this point. Okay, then reject and then start buying again. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is just a kind of pullback. If peradventure the market will sell, this is what I want to see. Okay, so meaning that once this market rejects, this is where I want to wait for it to start buying. I'm not selling anything from this market. So from what we have just discovered now, if this market rejects completely down here, now what am I expecting? I want to see rejection. I want to see activities, okay, happening here. If I see the activities that will give me confirmation entry to buy, then I will buy. Okay, so I will buy from this point. This is for GDP USD. Okay, so that is what I'm expecting from this very particular market. If you have been in this trade and you are holding it, or I will never predict anything for now, because the only thing I'm just trying to see is that before this 4-hour candle will complete in the next 48 hours, sorry, 84 hours or 83 hours, which is 1 hour something from now. So that will be the determination of what else will happen. And that next 4 hours, that will be 3 a.m. Okay, at midnight, 3 a.m. Okay, look at it. This is to 2. So this candle will finish by 3 a.m. So for me to completely predict this market, I want that 3 o'clock to reach. Let me see how this candle will close. And again, I also want to see what will happen when the London section open. So these are the two confirmations. Okay, so meaning that the first 4 hours of this very particular candle, which is 3 a.m. After that 3 a.m., then I'm looking at 7 a.m., which is another 4 hours. So within that 7 a.m., 8 to 9, then uh, London section will open. So any activities that happen within the next how many hours, okay, from 9 to 7 a.m. will determine what will happen to this very particular market. So whatsoever I'm saying this based on those that are still holding this market. If you have been buying and you are holding it, so just get yourself prepared. If this particular candle rejects, it's advisable that you should close the market and wait for it here at this point. 1.32115. Just wait within this area for another buy. So instead of wasting the whole time and for it to reject here, because it may even reach here and still break down again. So why not take the little profit first and then wait for it to reset again before you continue buying or thereabout. So that is for GBPUSD. Let's look at GBPJPY. Okay, so GBPJPY has already broken above our trend line here. Okay, so this is where we are when the market during the analysis at the weekend. So I was expecting it to come down to this point, hence it didn't come down here because there are so many pending order here. So that's why this market will not reach here. There are many pending order here, so it reversed. So now that the market has reversed, let's see what has happened. It has given us no less than at least 150 pips. Okay, so if you have taken this trade, congratulations. Congratulations. The market also reversed at a major support zone. So if I was to take this trade, I'm sure at the close of this particular candle, I would have taken the trade because this is a bullish engulfing that is signifying buying pressure. Okay, so now that the market has gone, I don't know what will likely to happen within this area or from 9 to London section. Okay, so I want to believe that this market will buy. Okay, will continue to buy. Okay, actually there will be a pullback because he has been buying for 2 days now. So there is no way we'll continue buying. There will be a pullback one of these days, either today being Wednesday, there will be a pullback, okay, or Thursday. So before it continues. So personally, I should be looking at the pullback from somewhere from this point. You can see it's almost the same area with the GBPUSD. Okay, so this here I want to see it. So if actually I follow it correctly, so this is where I want to see. Okay, the market to come and retest. So I will also buy. Okay, so meaning that any of them, either GBPUSD or GBPJPY, any of them that first of all play out, then I will take the trade. So as you can see, I'm expecting this market to retest down to this trend line back. Okay, then within this area here, 150.443. So I want to look at buying from this area and then hold it to this very particular high or the zone. Okay, so that is GBPJPY here. So what I'm seeing here, everything is looking good, everything is looking good. But if it continues buying, I don't have problem. One thing that is against my rule is that I cannot just pursue trade like this. No, I can't continue. If market has gone, let it go. So it's better for me to look for another trade instead of pursuing the market. Because at the point of pursuing, the market may reverse. So it's always better for me to look for a, a pullback at a certain zone that will give me a confirmation to enter. Then I will then enter the market. Okay, so that is what I'll be monitoring. Actually, irrespective of the three trades that we have analyzed, for me, it does not really mean that I have to depend on only three of them. Okay, why I choose three is because of your level or whoever that may want to follow up. Personally, I can scan through all the peers. Once I see what is okay for me, I'll just take the trade. So I don't really have to be wait until the trade that I've analyzed to start happening before. I have past trades that I've analyzed, okay, and which I'm also waiting for them to happen. So any time opportunity just come, I don't need to wait until it becomes a trade before, unless I can take any of the trade each time I analyze if I am not in any other trade. For example, when I close the USD JPY and the Euro JPY, so I was able to take the Australia NZD. Okay, so as you can see, I'm still holding it, and this is a trend line that the market has broken. So, and this is where I want to take the profit. Okay, 1.0500. Okay, that is where I want this market to come down. So once I take my profit, because I know once you get to this point, or it may not even get to this point, sometimes it may likely to stop here. I don't know. So out of these two zones is where I want to take my profit. Okay. So if it comes down to this place, and I'll try to understand the activities that will happen. If it's going to break, I'll wait for it here. So any of this place, I'll take my profit from any of these points. Okay. 1.05375 or 1.0500. Okay. That is where I want to take my profit from this very particular trade right now. Okay. So because I'm sure once we get to any of these two places, it's going to reverse. This is what I'm seeing again here. It may likely to reverse from this point, or it may likely to reverse from this point. Okay, so any of these points is what I'm looking at for it to reverse to. So after which, then I'll start looking for another sell within this area. So I'll start looking for another sell here. Okay, so that will take me down. So I don't need to wait for this market to give me profit to this point and this point and start waiting for it to start reversing and start buying again to this point before I then stay. I don't like holding trade for even more than 3 days or maximum of 1 week. That is how far I can hold my trade. For example, this trade I took it on Monday. Okay, Monday, that was around the evening time. That was when I took this trade. So I hold it yesterday, being Tuesday. So today is Wednesday. So highest, whether it gets to this point or not, I don't want to hold this thing ahead of having above the weekend. I don't want to hold it over the weekend. Okay. So once you get to any place, anyhow, I'll just close it. Okay. And wait for it to reset it the way I've just analyzed it right now. Then I will look for sell again. So guys, I hope you must have get one or two things from this very particular review. Let me know what is your opinion be seeing something different from what I'm doing, yes, it's 100% correct, because we all can never see the same thing. We don't see things together the same way each other can see it, so to say. Okay, we see things differently on the chart. So best wishes to all traders. Enjoy your holiday, enjoy your Christmas. Thank you so much for supporting me in all ramifications. This is the next year. Okay, this is the next year, January, but I don't know exact date. So always make sure that you turn on the notification and subscribe, so that when I resume, then you'll be notified with the new videos. Okay, thank you guys for being part of this show. All right.